governors of the kingdom and the administrators and satraps and counselors and advisors had consulted together to establish a royal statute to make a firm decree that whosoever petitions any god or man for 30 days except you, O king, shall cast into the den of lions. Now, O king, establish the decree and sign the writing so that it cannot be changed, according to the law of the Medes and Persians, which does not alter. Therefore, King Darius signed the written decree. See, King Darius didn't realize what they were doing. Sometimes not everybody will realize the plot that other people are doing it, but know that your sins will find you out. And it says, now when Daniel knew that the writing was signed, he went home, and in his upper room with the windows open toward Jerusalem, he didn't change nothing. He didn't care who seen him praying. He stood for his God. If we don't stand for something, we'll fall for anything, people of God. He knelt down on his knees 3 times a day. Now that works, people of God, because I've done it. You want your prayers answered fast? You pray 3 times a day. It'll come within 2 or 3 months. It'll be there, and you be like, "What?" Because you prayed 3 times a day. I remember doing that from the morning, the afternoon, and the evening, and I tell you, God moved. I'm getting back to doing that too. And it says, down the knees 3 times a day, and prayed and gave thanks before the God, as he was custom since early days. Then these men assembled and found Daniel praying and making supplication before his God. See, they knew what he'd do anyway. And they went before the king and spoke concerning the king's decree. Have you not signed a decree that every man who petitions any god or man within 30 days, except you, O king, shall be cast within the den of lions? The king answered and said, the thing is true according to the law of the Medes and Persians. I might have spelled it wrong, which pronounce it wrong, excuse me, which does not alter. So many answered and said before the king, that Daniel, who is one of the captives from Judah, does not show the regard for you, O king, or for the decree that you have signed, that makes his petition 3 times a day. And the king, when he heard these words, was grieved, greatly displeased with himself, and set his heart on Daniel. Oh, excuse me. No, Daniel to deliver him, and he labored till the going down of the sun and deliver him. Then these men approached the king and said to the king, know, O king, that it is the law of the Medes and the Persians that no decree or statute which the king establishes may be changed. So the king gave the command that they brought Daniel and cast him into the den of lions. See, Daniel had favor with the king. So evidently they came against Daniel by plotting against the king. Really, they came against the king as well, because they knew that the king loved Daniel. But they came up with a decree, and they just knew that this is going to happen, that Daniel will be destroyed. And that's why I say no weapon that is formed against you will be able to prosper. And what the enemy mean for your bad, God will turn around for your good, people of God. And they cast him in the den of lions. But the king spoke, saying to Daniel, your God whom you serve continually, he will deliver you. Then the stone was brought and laid on the mouth of the den, and the king sealed it with his own signet ring and the signets of his lords, that the purpose concerning Daniel might not be changed. But yet the king believed within his heart that Daniel's God was going to deliver him. Now the king went to his place and spent the night fasting, and no musicians were brought before him. Also his sleep went from him. Then the king arose very early in the morning and went to haste to the den of lions. And when he came to the den, he cried out with a laminated voice to Daniel. The king spoke, saying to Daniel, Daniel, servant of the living God, has your God, whom you serve continually, be able to deliver you from the lions? Then Daniel said to the king, O king, live forever. My God sent his angel and shut the lions' mouths, so that they have not hurt me, because I was found innocent before him. And also, O king, I have done no wrong before you. When you know that you have done no wrong, no matter what nobody say, no matter what nobody do, guess what? You standing for God. All you have to do is just keep building God's kingdom. Keep building God's kingdom. Don't stop. Be like Nehemiah. Don't come down for nobody and nothing. Now the king was exceedingly glad for him, and commanded that they should take Daniel up out of the den. So Daniel was taken up out of the den and no injury, whatever was found on him, because he believed in his God. That's how God wants us to believe in him, people of God. That we know without a shadow of a doubt that if he said it, he gonna do it. And it says in 24th verse, it says, and the king gave the command, and they brought those men who accused Daniel, and they cast them into the den of lions. Them, their children, and their wives, and the lions overpowered them, and broke all of their bones in pieces before they ever came to the bottom of the den. Then King Darius wrote, to all the peoples, nations, and languages that dwell in the earth, peace be multiplied to you. I make a decree that in every dominion of my kingdom, men must tremble in fear before the God of Daniel, for he is the living God. For he is the living God and is steadfast forever. His kingdom is one which shall not be destroyed, and his dominion shall endure to the end. He delivers and rescues, and he works signs and wonders. He works signs and wonders in heaven and on earth, who has delivered Daniel from the power of the lions. So this Daniel prospered in the reign of Darius and in the reign of Cyrus the Persian. And I want to tell you, people of God, it's amazing that when it says signs and wonders do follow, because there were times this morning I was downloading some videos when I was on YouTube, and I was going to put that because signs and wonders do follow my ministry. And I tell you, people of God, God is a good God, and there's nothing too hard for him. There's nothing God won't do for you. Some things must be, but God gives us the strength to be able to endure. God gives us the strength to be able to go on. So if you want God to fix your problems, start praying for other people. And now don't focus on what you're going through. Because I'm telling you, before you know it, when you do that, God be done did what he said he was going to do. And you be like, oh my God, I don't even forgot about that. Why? Because you prayed and you left it into the hands of God, people of God. I want you to know that it's time to position ourselves. It's time to get in position. Because that's what I was going to name my title. My topic this morning would have been, it's time to get in position. But God was dealing with me to my God will deliver you. Because you got to know God to deliver you. God to make you debt free, people of God. You got to know that God will cause things to happen. God will cause you to meet a millionaire. And before you know it, you out of debt. But God ain't going to give you that money if you don't know what to do with that money. But when it's time, people of God, everything that you need going to come. Why? Because you know what to do with money. And when you know what to do with money, money's going to be drawn to you. Why? Because now you know what to do with money. You didn't wait for money to come to you. You just started working and doing what you had to do. And that's what's going to cause the money to come to you. Because you're never supposed to work for money, but money is supposed to work for you, people of God. And always remember that you were never designed to work for money, but money is supposed to work for you. And I would like for you to know